So lots of remarks made by the Prime Minister. Some of them apparently were attributed to Omar Abdullah. His party says he didn't make those remarks as well. But the remarks made against Mehbooba Mufti was that she is somebody who wouldn't trust or cannot be trusted to believe in the Constitution. How do you react to that?
Well, first of all, I want to take everybody's statement bit by bit. I am not here just to speak about my mother and what's happening to her. Like we know now, it's been established that the statements that were attributed to Omar Abdullah Saab by the Prime Minister were never said. They've been taken straight, from a fake news website. And, I find it quite alarming that, 6 months after the abrogation of Article 370, when the Prime Minister does decide to talk about it on the floor of the Parliament, he gives a statement that projects all three of these ex-former Chief Ministers as anti-nationals. I mean, this is the same Mehbooba Mufti that BJP entered into an alliance with. Did they not know that she was against the abrogation of Article 370? Our agenda of alliance with the BJP very clearly said that you would maintain a status quo on Article 370. So why is there so much of a, why are they trying to be surprised about her stand on Article 370? They didn't have a problem with this stand when they wanted power in Jammu and Kashmir, and today all of a sudden, they wake up and they realize that she was against the abrogation of Article 370. As far as Farooq Saab is concerned, he is the same man who India chose to represent at the UNHRC in 1994 when there were grave complaints against India about, possible human rights violations. Omar Saab gave a speech in Parliament in 2008 where he very clearly said that he does not see the distinction between being an Indian and a Muslim. So what about those statements?
Right.
So
let me ask you
this.
Since you are talking about statements, there have also been statements, for example, from Mehbooba Mufti, where she said, and I quote, "Don't fiddle with 35A, else you will see what you haven't seen since 1947. If it's attacked, then I don't know which flag people of Jammu and Kashmir will be forced to pick up instead of the tricolour." Now, the thing is that 35A has gone, 370 has gone. None of this has taken place. But if you've got a leader who says this, then how would you respond to those who say that these are anti-national remarks?
Well, first of all, when you talk about these statements of my mother, she predicted what would happen if Article 370 was abrogated. And the result is for you to see what semblance of normalcy does Kashmir have, Vishnu. If everything is normal and these are the only three people who will try to, disrupt peace, then please tell me, why don't people still have access to the internet? Why cannot they express themselves? Army rounded up a group of young boys last week, and the first thing they did was check if their phones had VPNs or not. Why is there so much paranoia? What has she said? Please go to Kashmir right now, do a referendum on Article 370, see what the people have to say.
So the opposite perspective of that is that the situation in Jammu and Kashmir is fast normalizing. In many cases, there is normalcy. The army chief has said the number of terrorist incidents has come down dramatically. I think that's statistically borne out.
I'll have to interject you there because every time I go to Kashmir, I am told that there is a threat to my life and there are militants that are roaming around, Srinagar city.
But in terms of the number of attacks in the last several months, Iltija, is it not a fact that it's come down? Now, I can accept the argument that what does that have to do with the detention of three leaders? They're three separate issues. But this is the argument that many are making, that look, with these three leaders behind bars, we are now in a situation, for one reason or the other, where the number of terrorist incidents has come down.
What does that have to do with abrogation of Article 370, Vishnu?
No. So that's a separate point. And obviously that's very much your core issue. But I'm just trying to say, when it comes to the detention of these three leaders, the point that has been made is that they are away and look, the security situation has improved.
Are you saying that they would have tried to stir trouble? Is that what
so
you're
I'm
insinuating?
not saying that, but I think
are
that
you saying that an 83? Are you insinuating
made.
that an 83-year-old man who's had a kidney transplant 2 years ago is going to go around Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir, and he's going to try stirring trouble?